and mute you, and we'll get started right now. Wow, after technical difficulties, finally. All right, let me close that. Cool. All right, we got people. People are good. I like having people. All right, let me resume that. Great. So I hope you guys have on your heart rate monitors or whatever you're going to use to gauge your effort today. You know the drill on Sundays. Sundays are all about endurance. So we want to keep it in that nice endurance zone, which means you don't have to go too hard. You can go at a pace that's pretty comfortable. And today's going to be a good one because we're going to go through, just like we always kind of do on this day, some efforts that are going to keep us motivated. We're going to do our first main set. It's going to be a little over 20 minutes long. It'll be 21-minute efforts in that nice zone 3 level. You're going to get 15 seconds in between each one of these minute efforts. And obviously that goal is to show that chart, just staying nice and level and easy as we go across there. So we want to keep it at that zone 3 effort. Here's a little change for you for this first one. We're going to keep the cadence between 80 and 90. So typically we're looking for 90. This one we're going to bring the cadence down just a little bit. But we're going to put you in maybe a little harder gear. We'll be in the big ring for these 1-minute efforts. Then after that set, we're going to go into a set of 2-minute efforts with just the same recovery, just 15 seconds. So second chance to recover, but that's what we want. We want it to be a nice, long, even endurance effort. Then we'll just finish up with a couple of 30-second fast pedaling efforts, and then we'll be done. So hopefully it'll go fast. We got started a little later, maybe 5 or 10 minutes later than we normally do, but we'll make sure we get in a good, solid, almost an hour. So you know the drill. There's Earl. All right, he's coming back in. Glad you're back. We had some technical difficulties ourselves getting started. I don't know what was going on there. So good to have a good solid group. I've gotten a few responses about the Sundays, so I'll keep collecting those and let you guys know next week what we're going to plan to do moving forward. So I don't know if any of you guys got out yesterday outside, but wow, what a nice day. We went riding. We actually went out to Bedminster so we could get out of traffic. And it was a really nice day to be out. I had to put on my sunscreen because I know I would have gotten a nice sunburn if I didn't. All right, we got 1 more minute until we start. So here's how we're going to get ourselves warmed up today. Not too complicated. We're going to do 30 seconds on, 1 minute off. So we're going to get down to our small ring and get down to your 15. Remember, you should be seeing 3 gears underneath that chain. All right, 30 seconds. Pushing it out. 3, 2, 1. Bringing the cadence up. Getting the legs to start to warm up. Feeling that burn start to happen. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Find that easy gear. 1 minute easy. So as we go through this today, I want you to really work on finding that good, easy, relaxed position in your upper bodies. So Sandy, if you're in your aero bars, same thing. Just keep yourself relaxed there. But also work on, maybe for a few of these, jumping out of those aero bars and using the other parts of your bar so you get used to that. All right, back down to that 15. 3, 2, 1. We just lost Maria for some reason. It's a wonky day on Zoom. Something is happening. They're revolting. There's not as many people are using them anymore. 3, 2, 1. Nice, easy. Time to turn on the fan. Hopefully you have your water bottle full and you have your towel. Because as you know, zone 3 efforts make us very sweaty. Burning a lot of fat. That's a good thing. I think this will go by pretty fast. So we saw a lot of people on the roads yesterday. Most people didn't see any group bigger than 4, which was really good. I think people are still understanding that you got to still kind of keep that distance. No massive groups. All right, finding that gear again. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds. Finding that sitting upright. Three, 2, 1. Nice and easy. One more of these to go. But I have to admit, I told Randy, my legs felt trashed for some reason yesterday. And here's why. 1, we did a tough workout on Thursday. That was all strength building. And then Friday morning, I do a strength workout, and it was all legs. So it was like, bam, bam, total strength 2 days in a row. The legs were not, they had no snap, no leg speed. And that's what will happen. You work them too hard, they're going to get to those climbs and they're going to be like, no, sorry. We're not going up this very fast. All right, one more. Back down to that gear. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds. Keeping it going. I love how comfortable you guys look on the bike. How relaxed your hands are. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Take a drink. Let's get ready for the first real effort. All right, as you spin your legs, here's how this is going to go. You're going to be in your big ring. That's why I said the cadence is going to be a little different. 80 to 90 cadence. You're probably going to be around your 23, or there's a up or down from there. So remember, you're dialing this in to the zone 3 level. If you don't have those heart rates or power, you're going to be looking at about a 7 on that rate of perceived exertion scale from 1 to 10. We want to keep that cadence consistent all the way through this 20+ effort. We're doing 20 1-minute efforts with only 15 seconds in between. And in between, you'll shift down to your small ring and just spin your legs. So, you're going to be shifting back and forth, Leslie. Get ready. She's already giving me the thumbs down on that one. But keep that cadence right where it needs to be and dial in the gearing. So it might take you the first couple minutes to really figure out, because remember, that heart rate's a delayed reaction. So it's going to take you a little while to get that heart rate there. All right, big ring. Shifting down, maybe 2, maybe 3. Finding that 80 cadence, 80 to 90, no more than 90. 3, 2, 1. Find the right place. Remember, this shouldn't feel hard. If I were sitting next to you, you should be able to talk to me. And it's going to feel easy from the start. But guess what? It'll start getting harder as we go. It's nice when it feels easy at the start. It's going to change as we go. Not a lot of recovery. That's what's going to cause it. But remember, don't go too hard now. I might throw in a few stand-ups in here. So you got to get ready. This isn't all going to be in the saddle. 3, 2, 1. Down to your small ring. 15 seconds easy. Let your body feel those nice light feet. 3, 2, 1. Right back up to the big ring. Minute number 2. I don't have Shannon here to hold me to the numbers. I made a little cheat sheet for myself so I could keep the numbers right. So if you're working with that heart rate, did you get there in the first minute? Yes? Did you get to the right heart rate? I hope so. Because we want to keep building it from here. Get right to where you want to be and have it level off. I'm right at 90 if you're following my legs. Oh, Mark is joining us. He finally got on the right place. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. 2 down. And I'm not going to keep saying how many we have, because that'll get really annoying. Back to that big ring. Right back into it. 3, 2, 1. Give yourself some time, Mark, to get warmed up. What we're doing when you're ready is big ring around your 23, 21. You're going to keep your cadence at 80 to 90, and you're going to stay right in that zone 3 heart rate or power level. You're only going to get 15 seconds in between these. So I want to keep it nice and consistent, just like we always do on Sundays. This is the most consistency of the whole week. 3, 2, 1, down to that small ring. Nice and easy, 15 seconds. Teaching myself how to write with my left hand by doing this. All right, right back up to that big ring. Settling back in, 3, 2, 1. Remember your trim. If your front derailleur is rubbing a little bit on your chain, remember that trim on your left hand, that inner part, it'll trim the front derailleur. Just hear it snap, and it'll bring that over. I've settled in nicely, right where I want to be. I'm feeling the consistency as I get here. At first, I was kind of all over the place. Now I can go right to it. Hopefully that's happening for you too. Now the hardest part through this is you got to remember to drink eventually. 3, 2, 1, down to that small ring. I'll let you know the halfway point so I don't keep counting every one that we do. Here we go. Back up to that big ring. 3, 2, 1. Pay attention to the cadence that you're actually using. No more than 90. No lower than 80. So if you've dialed in the right gear, you're going to be right on it. And you guys know your numbers, so you should be able to stay right in the zone that we want you to be in. "20 more seconds here. Three, 2, 1. Small ring, easy gear, 15 seconds easy. All right, on this next one, we're going to do a little bit of standing in between. It's going to jack the heart rate up a little bit. Back to that big ring, staying seated for now. Get settled in. Right to it. Now, what do we got to do to stand up from a gear like this? Shift down 2. Stand it up. Just to give the butt a break. Just a little bit of time out of the saddle. Change up the way the legs are working. 3, 2, sit back down. Shift back up 2. Settle right back into that cadence. Whatever it was prior to standing. 3, 2, 1, to that small ring. Good. Feel your feet being light here. Back up to that big ring. 3, 2, 1. 1 minute. Dialing it in. I'm right at 90 if you're following my legs. Again, we may give those legs a little break, a little change of pace, shifting down to in your hoods, standing up. Straight up, hips over your ankles, not leaning too far forward, feeling that little piece of saddle in between your legs, and staying tall in your upper body. Holding on to this. 3, 2, 1. Sitting down to your small ring. 15 seconds easy. We're driving up the ladder. It's 20-minute ladder. All right, find that gear. Big ring. 3, 2, 1. 1 minute. Right in the cadence zone. Nothing much should be changing. The only thing that does change is when you stand up, it's going to change your heart rate. It jacks it up a little bit, and then you have to bring it right back down. So dial it back in from those 2 standing efforts. Hopefully you're staying in the same gear. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Nice and easy. 15 seconds. Now the body's like, okay, I got this. Back to that big ring. Right back into it. 3, 2, 1. I'm right at 90. Cadence is solid. Power's right where I want it to be. Right in my zone 3. I use power, not heart rate. I like that instantaneous response. It's nice to have a lot of metrics to work from. It's good that we can have, if you don't have a power meter, you have a heart rate. If you don't have a heart rate, you have your own rate of perceived exertion. I'm still at 90 cadence. Holding that nice and strong. 3, 2, 1. Down to that small ring. 15 seconds easy. Now the sweating process is going to start. You're going to start feeling your body really warming up. Back to that big ring. Number 10. 3, 2, 1. Settle right in. Right in the middle. Halfway there for this one. Those first 10 minutes went pretty fast. Especially when you have a lot of activity. Keeps you motivated. Keeps you active. Shifting's always a nice thing. Don't forget again, take a drink. Do a check of all those things. Little bend elbows, relaxed hands, using the upward part of the stroke. 3, 2, 1, down to the small ring. Halfway done for this first effort. Here we go. Right back to it. Big ring, settling in. It's like being on an assembly line. You do the same thing over and over again. But that repetition really helps to build that endurance base. We're getting a lot of endurance. Feel yourself in the saddle properly. You should just be sitting, shouldn't be wiggling around. Your saddle's proper and correct and your placement is good, then you shouldn't be moving around in it. And you shouldn't feel like your feet are out in front of you either. If that's the case, remember, saddles can move forward back to put you in the right place. 90 cadence. 3, 2, down to that small ring. All right, rolling down the backside. Feels so nice when you make that change to that small ring. Here we go. 3, 2, right back to that big ring. We're going to mix it up a little bit. Do another little set of standing for this effort. Shifting down 2 harder gears, maybe 3, and your hood's standing up. That's it. Don't let the feet drop at the bottom. You should be able to get around that bottom part of the stroke and up and over the top. Heart rate might be jacking up a little. 3, 2, sitting down. Small ring. That was only 30 seconds worth of standing. All right, back up to that big ring. 3, 2, 1. Don't forget to shift. If you didn't shift back up, you might have started pedaling like I did, and I'm like, wait, what? What's going on? Feel the legs when you're in that wrong gear, which is good, because now you guys are understanding your gears. You know what gears you can hold what cadences in. What feels natural and what feels wrong for the kind of effort you're planning to do. Three, 2, 1, to that small ring. Now is when you start to feel the effects of this. So don't let those cadences drop. Keep the heart rates right where they need to be. Back up to that big ring. 1 minute. Right there. Right in that 80 to 90 range. The body's also starting to warm up. And if you've hydrated properly in the last couple days, and hopefully you got something to eat, drink before you got here, if you're hydrated properly, then the heart will work properly. If you feel yourself a little dehydrated, then it might affect the way your heart rate responds. Right there. You guys all have it. You got it right in the right zone, right in the right cadence. 3, 2, down to that small ring. All right, this next one, we're going to mix it up from the start. Back to your big ring. Down 2 gears. Standing up. Right from the start. Here we go. What? He's still in his pajamas? What is going on? Stay there. Don't sit down yet. I know you want to. Going a little longer on this one. "15 more seconds. It's okay. Want to just let the heart rate get up a little. 3, 2, 1. Sit down. Small ring. 15 seconds. We got 5 more minutes to go. Don't forget to shift again. Shift back up. Over to the big ring. 3, 2, 1. Right into that gear. Right into that cadence. Now you jack the heart rate up a little bit. See if you can get it right back down to where it needs to go. You're going to use cadence and effort to do that. These last 5 minutes, let's make this super consistent. We're not going to stand up. We're going to stay seated for each one. So whatever you're seeing right now on your computer, the heart rate and the cadence, let's see the same thing for the next 4 efforts. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Easy gear. Just let the legs spin. This is where I want you to let those legs spin. Remember how I always talk about not feeling the legs pedaling. Here's when you want to do it. All right, right back up to that big ring. 3, 2, 1. Right back to those numbers that you saw before we went to the small ring. Dial it in. I'm right at 90. Don't forget that water. Also, get used to drinking in an effort while you're pedaling so that you can get that motion down. One thing to consider, when you're out on the road, move your hand to up on your deck, close to your stem. That'll give you more stability when you go to grab the bottle. 3, 2, down to that small ring. All right, we're getting there. You can see the end of the tunnel. Back to that big ring. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I love it how I can just start and I get right to where I need to be. Right at the cadence, right at the power output. Hopefully that same thing's happening to you. Your heart rate's not going to come down that much in 15 seconds. So it looks as if we're finally getting a little relief. Things are starting to open back up, which is nice. Hopefully we can all stay safe though as we open back up. 3, 2, 1, down to that small ring. Only 2 more minutes to go, guys, in this effort. Great work. Back to that big ring. 3, 2, 1, here we go. The body knows what to do. We've been here for almost 20 minutes now with the breaks. When I calculated the time, I didn't calculate the extra 15 seconds. So it was 20 minutes of work. So whoever's the mathematician, 15 seconds for every 20 minutes. How many minutes? 5 minutes, Earl. I knew you'd get it. Thank you. You can always count on somebody in the group that does that super fast math. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Almost to the last one. Last one coming your way. All right, here we go. Right back to that big ring. 3, 2, 1. Last one. $20 solid minutes of 1 minute efforts with just 5 minutes of recovery. That's great. That's good work. And then when we move into the next one, it's a longer effort, but the same recovery. So you should feel yourself being able to dial that one in even more. Dial that one in. The Pittsburgh accent coming out. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Easiest gear you have. You're going to get 2 minutes easy. Woo! Good job on that. 20 minutes. That was great. Hopefully you found that zone, that you were able to keep it there. Those of you that share with me your workouts, I'll be able to look at that block and actually highlight just that 20 minutes and see, or 25 minutes, and see actually where your heart rates or power were. So I think I mentioned a couple workouts previously about utilizing Strava, Training Peaks, Garmin Connect as mechanisms, or even some kind of telephone app that you have, a cell phone app. Those are great mechanisms to really use. So if you're not using one, you might want to consider getting yourself onto them. Then you can go on, look for yourself at what you've been doing and how all that pans out. All right, for the 2 minute efforts, it's going to go the same way. We're going to do half the amount, 10 2 minute efforts. And like I said, it's going to be a 15-second easy in between. This one though, I want you to stay in the same cadence range that you were in before, that 80 to 90. But I want you to find a small ring and a gear there that will work for you for that zone we want you to be in. So you might be down somewhere around your 18, maybe your 17. depending on what your gearing ratios are. I don't think you're going to go all the way down to your 15. That'll probably be a little too hard of a gear. You won't be able to keep the cadence in the right place. So start off with your small ring, around 4 gears down, maybe 5. Find that cadence, settle into 2 minutes. Make this first one your gauge to get it all dialed in. 3, 2, 1, going for it. You might need to shift down or up, 80 to 90. I went 4 gears down, and I was able to get right where I wanted to be. So you might want to try that same thing. No big ring right now. All small ring for these efforts. So when you're in the small ring, because the gearing is different, your effort level will be a little different. So there was a study done of, you know how we did the workout where we can use the same gear in the big ring as you have in the small ring. So they did a whole study on, are you working harder when you're in your big ring at the same or easier when you're in your small ring? And it did determine that being in the small ring, same gear inch that you would be in your big ring, you do use less energy. So that's kind of an interesting study. Now you're feeling the length of this one. The heart rate's a little more stable. So if you're pedaling too fast or you're in the wrong gear, the heart rate might be jacking up a little bit on you right now. So think about that for the next 2-minute effort. 3, 2, 1. Shift up to an easy gear. 15 seconds easy. Then you're either going to go right back to that same gear, or you're going to go to an easier one, or even a harder one if you feel like you didn't get enough. All right, shifting down. 3, 2, 1. Right back. 80 to 90 cadence. Zone 3. Finding your water bottle. Right on it. 90 cadence. Keeping the legs moving. Feeling comfortable in how you're sitting on the bike. So today, I think they're going to have the first golf tournament with no spectators. They're doing a charity golf tournament. And here's an interesting part. I didn't even realize this was happening. The golfers will not have caddies, which I don't think has ever happened in professional golf. So I don't know if that means they're walking the course, carrying their own bags, or if they're allowed to pull their bags on a wheelie cart, or if they're driving the course, which I doubt. I think that's all the charm of pro golfing, is that they have to walk. And that they end up walking, I don't know, upwards of 5 miles, I think, depending on the course. And depending on how good of a golfer they are. They're hitting it in the trees all the time. They're going to go a little farther. 3, 2, 1. Back to that easy gear. Ooh, that one went fast because I was talking, which I know you guys love. Try to come up with stories. All right, back to that gear. That one went 15, went fast. 3, 2, 1. So my mom was really cute this week. She sent me an email. I actually have her on the email list for my Friday emails. She wrote me, she said, "So what's the significance of the waffle recipe?" I said, "No significance, Mom. I just found a good recipe and I wanted to share it." And I said, "Just like you always did." So my mother was a teacher. Well, my mother is a registered dietitian and nutritionist. In her life, she initially started working at a hospital, giving patients proper nutrition. Then she actually went and became a community college professor, teaching food service management and nutrition. And then she eventually retired. And throughout my life, she was always someone who was constantly reading. She still does that to this day. And sharing what she was reading with us. So I said to her, I said, "Well, Mom, found this great recipe. And just like you, I wanted to share it with people that I thought would really like it." So she was happy to hear that. Did anybody try it? I know there was somebody, I can't remember exactly who it was, who was so excited. Oh, Maria. She was so excited to get it. She was almost going to send me an email message that said, "Why did you not share the recipe?" 3, 2, 1. Small ring, her easy gear, 15 seconds. Got to keep those stories going. Take a drink. All right, here we go. Right back to that gear. I'll tell you when we get to the middle. Remember, we're doing a total of 10 of these. Find that cadence. Find that power. Find the right gear. So I started off, and I was like, "What?" It's because I was in the wrong gear. So when you get to the wrong gear, and those metrics don't start happening, make sure you take a look. Get yourself in the right place. The other thing I heard too today that's happening is they're actually having a car race with no spectators. So that should be interesting. Probably another first in the history of car racing with no spectators. And then I saw a story about they were having baseball somewhere in Taiwan, China, I'm not sure exactly where. And they put paper cutouts in the stands so the players would feel like they had people watching them. Right there. Are you in the right heart rate or power zone? Are you at 80 to 90 cadence? I know I'm starting to sweat. Hands are sweaty. Arms are sweaty. That's what happens in this zone. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. All right, coming up on number 5. Spin it out now. 3, 2, 1. Get to the right gear. Right back into it. This is the halfway mark. Shouldn't be seeing you doing any, pulling any faces on me. You should be able to sit there nice and comfortably. If the legs are burning, you're going too hard. If you're breathing really rapidly, you're going too hard. We need to work on our anaerobic foundation. That's what this does. Enhances your endurance. Don't always have to go hard to get results. And it's funny, when you say to athletes, oh, I want you to go a little bit easier. They're like, why? Well, isn't it a lot nicer to go a little easier? And you really get a lot of benefit from it. A lot of athletes think, oh, I got to go hard all the time. Not the case. It's okay to go easy sometimes. More times than you think. 3, 2, 1. Halfway there. Nice easy gear. 15 seconds. Five more to do. 5 more 2-minute efforts. Here we go. 3, 2, right down to that gear. Right back into it. So the other cool thing that happens when you start doing a lot of zone 3 work is you can actually start feeling harder efforts feel easier. What does that mean? So I'll use a runner, for example. If you were running a 9-minute mile and your heart rate was in zone 4, wouldn't it be a lot better to run an 8:50 mile and run with your heart rate in zone 3? That's what happens when you start working in that endurance zone. Your heart gets strong enough to hold a lower cadence with a faster speed. But it doesn't happen overnight. You got to let it work. Might take you a year to get it to happen. And with running, it may take some walk-run efforts to get that to work. On the bike, translates the same way. Some good endurance efforts, but just like we've been doing in these trainer sessions, mixing it up, doing high cadence work, strength work, and endurance work. Touching upon all those different zones. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. Sliding down the backside now. Seeing the finish line coming our way. 3, 2, 1. Right back to that gear. Hopefully we're going to go a little overtime today because of our little malfunction at the beginning. Hopefully that's okay with everybody. You can stay on for a little bit longer. We should be done by 10:30 at the latest, because we got 2, 4, 6, 8 minutes to go, plus a little extra, and then a cool down. And you should be almost done with your bottle. Or maybe you have 2 and you're already on your second bottle. That's even better. Keeping it consistent. So I was talking to some people the other day about how many cyclists are out on the roads, meaning people that don't normally ride their bikes. They pulled out of the garage. And I'm not sure how we can convince families that parents need to wear helmets. It makes me crazy. So they're basically teaching their younger children that, hey, when you get to be an adult, you don't have to wear a helmet. So I always said I was going to stand somewhere and just hand out pamphlets about helmet wearing to families. 3, 2, 1, easy gear. Wow, that one went fast. All right, let's go. Right back at it. That one went fast, and 15 seconds went fast. We're on number 8. 6 minutes of work left. That's it. This is really excellent work. Good, solid foundation. Give you a nice day off tomorrow. And then we're right back at it on Tuesday. So tomorrow isn't a bad day. Take a little rest day, except for Mark. Not sure, Leslie, what I got you doing tomorrow. But it's good to take those days off. It's the other part to remember. It's good to work hard when you're working hard. But just like a hard day of work, a good day of rest is really important. Now, a good day of rest doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to go out and do 3 miles nice and easy. Or I'm going to go out and ride my bike 20 miles nice and easy. That would be an active recovery day. Sometimes you need a full, do nothing. Let the brain kind of rest, recover. Doesn't have to think about a workout. Those days are really important. In my opinion, more important than the days you're working. So don't forget to put those in the plan. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Only 2 more to go. That's 4 minutes of work. I know you guys got it in you to make it happen. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Number 9 out of 10. And we want to stay seated for these. I don't want to jack the heart rate up now. At the end, this one's got to be more consistent. I'm right at 90 if you're watching my leg speed. Hear that rhythm? Even if you're listening to some music, you might find a good rhythm in the music to help you through that. Finding that water bottle. Don't forget for it to be empty in the next 5 minutes. And don't let the heart rate drift now. You might find yourself wanting to go a little harder. or the heart rate starts to drive up. Little cardiac drift. Stay controlled. Keep it together. This is also teaching us patience. So if you're going on a club ride, and you have 50 miles to do, and the pace at the beginning is super fast, you might want to back it down. Learn to pace a little bit. Same thing. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Ooh, that one went fast. We are up to our last 2 minutes, folks. Make this the best one, as best as you can. 3, 2, 1. Right to it. Right to that cadence. You've been seeing it for the last hour. It should stay consistent. And the heart rate should go right along with it. You only got a minute and a half to go. Then hopefully, you're going to go enjoy this day in some other way. Get yourself some good breakfast to recover from this. If you're using any kind of recovery shake mix, like I've said before, make sure you're reading the ingredients. The recovery mix I was using, they changed their formula to only chocolate, and I'm allergic to chocolate. So I had to find myself a new protein mix. So I went for literally a grass-fed, 100% whey. It's got maybe 2 ingredients. And look for those sweeteners. Stevia, monk fruit. Some of those might give it a bitter flavor. So as natural as you can get it, the fewest amount of ingredients. 3, 2, 1. Nice, easy gear. Keep the legs spinning. Now try to hold your cadence around 90, just to spin them out. Feel them light, like they always are on the recovery side. I think that's the hardest thing to learn in these trainer sessions, is how to go easy on the easy parts. So if you make that happen, then it makes for a better workout, because then you can do those efforts. So you just did 25 minutes and another 12, 13 minutes of all endurance work. So that's what we've been doing on these Sundays, is getting about between 20 and 30 minutes of true endurance work, which is really awesome, because think about it, on the trainer, you're constantly moving. You're not coasting, your feet aren't stopping. So you're really getting in an hour workout, more like an hour and a half if you were out on the road, maybe 2 hours, depending on the effort level. So you're getting really significant amount of work here on these trainers. And I just saw something recently that the trainer stock was literally down to nothing. Like every trainer in the world had been purchased. And I just saw on, I think it was the Wahoo Kicker, which is a smart trainer. They had something that said, oh yeah, we now have trainers in stock. So it's amazing how there aren't any of a lot of things. The other thing I'm finding from the bike shop owners that I know, they're having a tough time finding inventory because the factories have been closed. Nobody's been manufacturing bikes. So if you're in the bike market, I don't think right now is the greatest time to buy a bike. Fortunately, we all have bikes, but that'll come back. But definitely the bike industry fared very well through all of this. They were able to keep service up, keep bikes going, lots of people buying them. So that's a good thing. That's at least one small business that was able to sustain itself. The restaurant business, on the other hand, it's going to be tough. So did you finish your water bottle? Good. Hopefully you have nothing left in that bottle. If you have something left, finish it up. We're going to go a few more minutes, let you cool down, then I'll open up the phone lines, and we can be on to our day. Hopefully, I think I'm going to have to go into the Zoom rooms the way I went on the last time so that that whole thing doesn't happen again. That was weird. I don't know why that was happening. I normally just go in. I have a list of meetings, and I say join. That's how I went in initially. And then I closed that, and then I went to the actual meeting, and there was a section in there that said, go enter meeting or something. So might have to take a Zoom tutorial. Maybe some things have changed. As I mentioned to you before, there is an upgrade to Zoom. It may have already happened for you when you opened it up. It will happen officially at the end of May. So we'll see what that brings. They said it would be just a small update that might happen when you open up the program. And I think it happened to me on Tuesday when I opened up the program. It said, do you want to do this or that? And it did some kind of little update for me. So expect that coming your way. Maybe that'll make the program work a little more efficiently. There won't be as many distractions. And they're still working on their security measures, obviously. All right, we're going to go 20 more seconds. Then I will get off. And that was good. We got in some good mileage there. Everybody's going to have a different amount of miles based on how their computers are calibrated and what effort level they're putting out. All right. Great job, guys. Let me open up the phone lines. Woo! Unmute. Everybody is unmuted.